Welcome back to Takeout. Republican Congressman Max Miller of Ohio facing allegations of domestic abuse. Miller's ex-wife claims the two-term lawmaker burned her chest and stomach by throwing hot water at her, held a gun to her head, and fractured their 2-year-old daughter's collarbone. Today, she filed a restraining order against Miller. Miller has denied the allegations and alleged his ex-wife is mentally ill and unfairly limiting his, quote, parenting time. Miller is also facing a defamation suit filed by his former girlfriend, Stephanie Grisham, who served as White House press secretary during President Trump's first term. She indirectly accused Miller of being physically abusive. Nikki McCann Ramirez is the co-author of an article in Rolling Stone published this week on the accusations against Miller and his response to them, and she joins me now. It's great to have you with us. There are, in this case, court documents. State authorities have been involved. Tell us what you know.
Yeah, I think it's important to clarify for viewers here that this is not just a pattern of behavior, alleged behavior, of course, extending back to Grisham. The court documents reveal that Miller has been accused of intimate partner violence by women dating all the way back to when he was in high school. It's the way Republicans have been responding to this, kind of an open secret that Miller has these allegations hanging over his head. We have video footage of George Santos, who very infamously was forced to leave Congress in his own scandal, accusing Miller on the House floor of being a wife beater. So this is something that has been known within Republican circles within Congress. Of course, Emily Moreno is the daughter of Senator Bernie Moreno, and almost as disturbing as the allegations themselves is the silence coming from the Republican caucus regarding these accusations against one of their members.
And when you talk about silence, characterize that for my audience.
Absolutely. So we at this point have no evidence that there is a House ethics investigation looking into the allegations against Miller. House Speaker Mike Johnson was asked about them directly earlier this week. And instead of pulling what he usually does, where he says, "Oh, I haven't seen the report," again, this is very well known within Republican circles, he deflected, simply saying that these were allegations and that House ethics would handle it. But then again, there doesn't seem to be any movement from House ethics. The calls for an investigation have come primarily from Democrats. The House Women's Caucus called today for there to be such an investigation. But up until now, Miller has denied it. His colleagues have seemed almost supportive, if not tacitly approving. And in the Senate, Senator Bernie Moreno has retained a calculated sort of silence regarding these allegations involving his own daughter.
When you say calculated silence, what has the Senator Moreno, again, the father of the alleged victim in this matter, his daughter married, who used to be married, ex-wife of Max Miller, what is he saying or not saying?
He hasn't spoken about it in months at this point. Earlier this year, when asked, he said that obviously this was very disturbing and that he wouldn't comment beyond saying that obviously he loved his daughter and that her safety and his grandchild's safety, because there are reports that their young daughter may also have been implicated in this pattern of abuse, that their safety is his priority. But Senator Moreno received some backlash this week during the hearing with Dr. Fauci in the Senate because he kind of grilled Dr. Fauci, demanded an apology from him over the behavior in the lockdowns, really took him to town in this hearing. And for a lot of observers, it seemed really odd that that Senator Moreno would give such an impassioned delivery in that hearing, while at the same time having this own scandal kind of hanging over his head and refusing to address it publicly.
Very quickly, Nikki, my audience is familiar with nasty divorce disputes. Lots of things can be
Of
alleged
course.
back and forth, and lots of things can be hurled in anger, and attorneys abet that sometimes. But as you pointed out at the top of our conversation, there is something longer in this tale about Max Miller.
100%. As early as high school and college, there was one woman who accused him of shoving her down a staircase during an argument. He has repeatedly had encounters with police outside of intimate relationships, either be it bar fights or aggressive behavior. the restraining order that was filed today was not necessarily against Mrs. Moreno. The restraining order, the request alleges that he put his hands on one of her attorneys during a hearing and that she had to tell him to let him go. It seems that there is a pattern of anger and aggression that goes back more than a decade. And I think that is why these allegations are not being treated, particularly by Democrats, as just, the he said, she said of a divorce, but rather a very concerning pattern of behavior that, again, has been known among Republican circles for years at this point.
And Congress Miller has vociferously denied. Nikki McCann Ramirez, Rolling Stone. I appreciate it. Thank you.